shit looks all fucked, of course. Oh my goodness, look at all that. Ay, ay, ay. Ugh. Ay, ay, ay. Another fucking day of busyness and ridiculousness. Ugh. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Alright. Let's get both smoked. Oh shit. Dude, bud, it's spilt on this plastic bag. Oh shit. Didn't even notice this. There we go. Actually, this will be good to replace my garbage once this starts falling. So I'll put you right there. Okay. Look. That was an amazing burp, if I do say so myself. I always love a good, fucking fascinating, just magnificent burp like that. You always need a good one, every now and then. Oh, where'd it go? Where did that dog go? Okay, there you are. I honestly thought I just had that door left open and you snuck out or some shit. Oh my god. That dog is a quiet fucking ninja. Dog be a ninja. Dog is an absolute ridiculous ass ninja. Alright. Time to get a nice little bowl loaded. Come here, Tuck Poker. Sent a meme. What be this meme? So, group chat. Love the country, shame the gub. Tend to agree. That's kind of an agreeable meme. I tend to agree. Though, granted, there's not really that much to love about the country, just only certain things. So, I mean, at least, you know, those certain things I do love, so. Ugh. Ooh, that felt good. Oh, that felt nice. Zuko, what you doing? What you doing, Pop-Pop? What's up? Where do you think you're gonna try to go, huh? And if anything, I mean, are you about to start doing some boofing? I know how you are, dude. I know you're gonna be doing some sort of a boof, like, situation here. And I don't want it. I don't want this boofing nonsense. He's already been doing that a lot earlier today. Oh. What? Did you just find a fly or something? Just fucking, just like jumped, but then like launched his head at something. What a silly pup. Just a silly little pup. Damn, that was nice. That was a nice, good little toke. Oh, Dios. Dios mío. I had to kind of see what's happened for 2 for the if there, be anything going on. Let's see. Let's see what could be going on for the evening. And I having like, fucking like callus that has like a little bit of like a ridge on it and can't quite get to it. So I kind of like break it down or some shit. I mean, to be fair, I probably shouldn't be doing that, but whatever. Fuck it. Just make my finger stuffer. What are you doing? I'm starting to notice this dog is doing something where, like, he'll be trying to, like, groom his, like, foot, or, like lick his foot, but he ends up, like licking the floor instead. It's just like, what in the fuck is with you, dog? Like, what is with that? I don't get it. Make sure you kind of have a little list for this song to keep going in the background. I'll check out some shit. What I'm saying here. And there's actually a new thing about this song about this whole fucking bullshit of Justin Neely in New York. America's so bloodthirsty. Dude, what the fuck is, like, up with the fact that, like, if, like, like, when it comes to use of excessive force and a cop does it, it's a bad thing, but if a civilian does it, it's just like, oh, well, You know, they're just, you know, like, you know, being a good, honest Samaritan or citizen, or was, you know, like, you know, presumed innocent from literally the very jump, despite, like, the overt, blatant, you know, murder that was witnessed by pretty much everybody. I mean, and the media is at fault for it, too. Like, they're pretty much, like, saying it's, like, they're pretty much, like, making it a whole point to try to find, like, every little fucking thing in this, like, dude's background and shit. You know, to be like, oh, like, you know, the dude's arrested and has, you know, like, an extensive criminal record and has been arrested, like, 40 plus fucking times or some shit. And all this other stuff. And basically barely glances over the fact that he, like, was a beloved street performer and that was predominantly, like, a you know, Michael Jackson impersonator and shit. So it's like, dude is legit fairly, like, a beloved guy for the most part. And yeah, media wants to portray him as, like, some sort of, like, you know, ravaged fucking criminal or something. Basically, you know, continuously, implicitly endorsing the idea that this whole vigilante justice bullshit's okay. Which is just fucking ridiculous. And just like this fucking crazy, insane-ass justification for shit like this just, you know, makes it fucking insane to me. I mean, I guess I really shouldn't be that fucking surprised. I mean, especially with a lot of, you know, conservative voices and how they are. Especially when it comes to the homeless, and even liberal voices, too. You little mellow boy. Oh, sweet, silly fluff ball. Oops. Let's see. What's this other meme my friend sent? I have another friend that sent another meme. Friends are in meme send mode right now. Undress me with your words. You have a spider in a bra. Hey. Hey, unironically, I don't want to use that. If someone's just like, hey, I want you, it's just like, I want you to try to undress me with your words. But like, you got a spider in her bra. Just like, huh? She'll probably be like, what? And I'll be like, no, I can see it right there. Like, I mean, you don't see it, and she'll just kind of like be right there. It's like, oh shit, it's, you know, and like freak her out. She looks down, be like, it's moving, and have her freak out, start to take her clothes off and shit. And then I'll just step back and let it happen, and then she'll, like, you know, be out of, you know, a decent chunk of her clothes, you know, and I'll just be like, see? And then she'll be like, fuck you. You cheeky bastard. I gotta make sure I save that meme, honestly. That's a good one. Hey, I think I have this one, but I think I might have seen this one recently. Spit Trains homies, or I'm gonna identify as a fucking problem. True. True and based. I want that shirt, honestly. I want to buy that shirt now. I want to find out where that shirt is and buy it. Little boo boo. What you doing, Bubby? What are you staring at? This dog is just staring off into oblivion like a weirdo. Dog is a goofball. You are an absurd little goofball. What, do you see a fly? I think I might see a fly. I haven't seen a fly in here. I think he's gotten them. I got the last one. I mean, the last one that I got, Zukoff wasn't even paying attention to. In fact, he actually kind of got butthurt when I did knock it out. Yeah, he's staring at something. Yeah, I think he sees a fly of some sort. I don't think it's a regular housefly if that's the case. It might be like a crane fly, maybe. Or like a little nymph fly or some shit. Yeah, I'm gonna check out David Dole in a minute. You know, let's see like what random things were happening for him. There's only too much. Something about New York City, Merrick Adams failed policies and shit. Probably, honestly, tangentially related to the whole fucking bullshit, you know, that happened with Justin Neal. So, we'll probably at least check that out. Because at the very least, it's definitely, you know, kind of worth delving into. Because, I mean, this is starting to kind of become a prevalent problem. Because this is kind of like the whole, like, Cat and Kyle Rittenhouse, like, fucking principle happening, basically. Where it's like someone can go out of the way and basically, you know, go out in public, essentially be like, I want to, like, you know, just fuck with someone today. And then, like, some situation props up, you know, to where they can be seen as the good guy. And then they use that as an opportunity and a chance to fucking just basically kill somebody. Or at least, you know, at least take severe action to the point where it, you know, takes, you know, legitimate harm to, you know, one's life. And like, it's becoming more and more of a prevalent issue, considering that, you know, especially there's a lot of these far-right fascist militants and that, you know, are feeling more and more, you know, needed to, you know, enact more on violence and shit. I just found out that, like, the whole shooter in Texas that killed a bunch of people in Cleveland, Texas, I think it was that guy. Well, I think there was just two. There's the dude who, like, was the neighbor dispute. I don't really consider that the mass shooting, but there's, like, another recently mass shooting. That guy had a very strong, prominent presence in neo-Nazi boards and shit. Like, and it's just kind of, you know, for me, is it, you know, just, like, coincidence, or is it a pattern that, you know, some of these shooters happen to be Nazis? And these, like, vigilante justice warriors, basically, you know, are, you know, happen to be very far-right and fascistic themselves. Like, I wonder if that's just coincidence or if it's a legitimate pattern. Probably, you know, probably just coincidence. Definitely. Or it legitimately is a fucking pattern, you know, where a lot of these far-right, you know, fascists are using this as a way to try to, like, you know, skirt around the laws to justify, you know, them doing killings. You know what? We'll pull up that little whole thing here, since it seems to be, you know, definitely some that to be a prevalent thing for a conversation. It seems like for that.
A man in New York City was placed in a chokehold and died, and there appears to be a debate about what happened. So, in this video, I will
even though there shouldn't be,
over this back and forth between Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and New York City Mayor Eric Adams, and all of the details of this case. So this is a, I guess, a debate. I'm not really sure what there is to debate here once the information all came through, not to mention the whole video showing what happened.
It's basically just like, yep, let's just have, like, you know, a debate on whether this murder was justified or not. Like a full-on, blatant, unconditional murder. For no reason. It's like, yeah, was that okay? I mean, it's like, I mean, whatever happened to the whole, like, thou shalt not murder, or, like, you know, thou shalt not kill, or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I mean, or that, like, hey, killing be bad, right? Like, whatever happened to that shit? Like, oh, suddenly, as soon as someone has, like, a mental episode, or is having, like, you know, like, a major, like, incident, or whatever the fuck, you know, like, on a subway, or some shit, like, suddenly that merits a killing, that merits them dying.
Let's start here. So, as the New York Times initially reported, a 30-year-old man died on the subway on Monday after he was placed in a chokehold. Witnesses said the victim had been acting in a hostile and erratic manner toward passengers on the train when the other man, 24, moved to restrain him. The restraining, weird terminology here considering it killed him. But
that's just the media, like, you know, phrasing it as like a justified incident, where the person, you know, didn't die, you know, like necessarily because of the good Samaritan who killed them, but because of some other factor that the Samaritan had no complication or no control over. Like, I mean, so everything that the supposed Samaritan or murderer in this case, you know, fucking did is just seen as, you know, just out of their control when it comes to, you know, their death. It's like, oh, well, you know, they, like, it's not like, you know, inherently their fault. They didn't control, you know, the fact that they died. They couldn't help that. Even though they were directly involved in having the person die.
Around what happened, so you get the full picture here. So Mr. Vasquez, who was the one that recorded the video that was happening, said in an interview that he was on the F train going northbound on his way to a date when the victim boarded the train.
I was on break. I was going back to work. I had to go.
Not sure about.
Quote, I don't have food, I don't have a drink, I'm fed up, the man screamed according to Mr. Vasquez. I don't mind going to jail and getting life in prison. I'm ready to die. Soon after the 24-year-old man grabbed him, Mr. Vasquez said that the rider who was screaming was frightening but had not assaulted anyone. Very important point here, had not assaulted anyone. Quote, it was a very tense situation because you don't know what he's going to do afterwards, Mr. Vasquez said in an interview Tuesday night. Mr. Vasquez's video shows the man being held down for at least 2 minutes before he stopped moving. The men continued to hold him down for about 50 seconds before releasing him. He'll be all right, said one person on the train as several others looked down at the man's motionless body.
Oh yeah, a corpse that's dead on the ground. Oh yeah, he'll be okay. There's no problem.
I've read reports coming out since this reporting, that he was held in that chokehold for about 15 minutes. The video didn't start shooting until he was already in the chokehold, so we didn't see from the video what happened before then. But I'm about to show you a screenshot, so in case you don't want to see anything from this, you know, skip ahead about, I don't know, 20 seconds. But here is a screenshot from the video. Here he is, being held in a chokeholder. And this is what ultimately killed him. Now, Jordan Neely, I'm not sure if I've said his name yet, but Jordan Neely is the man who was killed. Mark Levine here, and I've seen a lot of even higher profile Twitter accounts mention how they knew who this was, because he's a Michael Jackson impersonator. He does his routine on the subway. And
I mean, even predominant, like, active, you know, like, I guess, like, T-list celebs, Twitter-level celebrities, I guess. I mean, I guess even for them, like, you know, at least that lived in New York, they knew this dude. Just on the virtue that he was, well, I guess a subway performer specifically, but, you know, basically just a street performer. Like, I mean, that's what this dude was. He just happened to be homeless, because obviously, you know, being a street performer doesn't exactly make you a lot of fucking money. And considering that, you know, unfortunately, he definitely had a lot of health issues and a record, you know, that doesn't exactly help, you know, sustain an opportunity to get, like, a job or, you know, get a place to rent or some shit like that, right? So it's just like, you know, if honestly, if anything, like, this dude, you know, like, all in all, it was just, you know, like, you know, really just, like, you know, not, you know, intending to hurt anybody or anything else, just happened, you know, to basically just be, you know, like, a homeless person that happened to have, you know, some different mental problems and shit, and thus, I guess that just merited them fucking being killed because they had a mental episode on the subway.
As Mark writes here, I saw Jordan Neely perform.
Which fuck, I mean, I live in Portland, so I mean, like every time I've seen like some sort of mental episode, not just on the light rail or a bus or like just on streets of shit. I mean, like holy fuck, how many times with these people just basically being in these type of situations? It'd be insane. Because I see this, like whenever I'm in Portland, I will see this type of shit, not like frequently, but I'll see it on a somewhat like regular basis if I'm in Portland. Not every time I'm down there, but especially at night, there will probably be a homeless person or two that's having an episode of some sort. Like that shit happens, and well, I mean, it's like they ain't gonna be hurting anybody necessarily. At least, chances are they won't. So I mean, it's just like as long as you just, frankly, just leave them alone. They're not gonna be doing anything. They're just, I mean, they're having an episode. I mean, there's not really much you can do about it.
Always made people smile. Our broken mental health system failed him. He deserves help, not to die in a chokehold on the floor of the subway.
Yeah.
So this guy apparently a well-known.
And dude's got some fucking moves. Like he can bust out some moves, dude.
Here. And very talented.
Yeah.
Now, a little more.
Dude, he just busts some moves there. He was like, like he just did like some Shimona shit right there, dude. Like, damn, dude. Like, I mean, legitimately a very talented and creative person. Very creative mind.
Of Neely's background, so you properly understand his situation, or what his situation was. Neely was homeless and had been arrested at least 40 times before he was killed. His mental health deteriorated after his mother was strangled by her boyfriend in 2007 and found in a suitcase on the side of the Henry Hudson Parkway.
I mean, fucking Christ, dude. I mean, that would literally, like, traumatize fucking anybody finding that out. Like, because even if you don't see that, just knowing that's what happened, I mean, that's going to create a fucking image in your head, and that trauma's, it's going to fucking stick forever. I mean, it's just like, like, this is why mental health, I've always mentioned it before, like, this is why it needs to be such a adamantly fucking, like, frankly, like, an aggressively advocated, thing that, needs to be addressed in our, healthcare system outside of just it, being insanely for-profit. Mainly because of shit like this. Because, like, there is a lot of, trauma that, just, like, regular people, are, struggling and shit and facing stuff when it comes to, like, PTSD and all sorts of fucked up shit that happens in their life. And there's just no outlet or no resources or no way to legitimately and healthily, treat that shit. And it's just like, how in the fuck, like, are people going to be able to have, like, at least, like, even somewhat, healthy mental health lives and shit, if they have no way to at least, have access to ways to treat, the problems, that they're going on with their mental health. Like, how, how in the, like, if there's no reason for that, how in the fuck are you going to expect them to just, like, be, all nice and stable, hunky-dory, and having, like, a smile on their face all the fucking time, right? Like, I mean, that just don't work. It don't work like that. I mean, it's like, not everyone just has an ability of, like, adapting and overcoming and figuring things out, given the circumstances. Like, not everyone's built like that, you know what I mean?
In addition to grieving his murdered mother, Neely had to answer questions directly from her murderer when he represented himself at trial in New Jersey. Chris Brewer, an attorney who worked in the courthouse at the time, recalls the unsettling experience of watching the questioning unfold. Quote, "It landed in my bones to sit there," she recalled. The defendant would refer to himself in the third person, or would refer to the murderer as someone else, and Jordan would correct him and said, you did X. So...
Wait, what? In addition to grieving murder, answer questions directly from her murderer when he represented himself trial. An attorney who worked for the court at the time recalls the unsettling experience watching the question unfold. It landed in my bones to sit there. Trying refer to himself in third person, refer to the murderer as someone else. And jeez.
As, this clearly had an impact on him. Afterward, he was never the same, according to his aunt Carolyn. It had a big impact on him, she told the New York Post. He developed depression, and it grew and became more serious. He was schizophrenic.
Really? Wow. You don't say.
Doctors knew his condition, and he needed to be treated for that.
And he had schizophrenia and had PTSD. So, considering these circumstances, who's, like, what's to say that, like, Justin Neely was going through a fucking schizophrenic episode on the subway, and then, as a reaction, people decided to fucking kill him. Like, 3 people were, one person directly, but 3 people were complicit with this fucking murder. And it's just like, like over what, a schizophrenic episode, basically. Because he had, like, a bunch of fucking struggle and problems growing up in his life and shit, especially considering the trauma of, like, losing his mom, especially in such a horrible, fucked way. I mean, if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if that accelerated a lot of his schizophrenia, frankly. Because, I mean, I, at least, for my personal experience and, for my research about schizophrenia, like, I mean, like, just because I've, lived with someone who was schizophrenic themselves and went through episodes, I mean, like, it's, like, there's usually legitimate, like, trigger points in people's lives who are schizophrenic where, their episodes really start to come into place and really start to, take form. Like, I mean, people with schizophrenia, sometimes, like, you could be schizophrenic and never truly have, like, episodes or anything like that because there's not, like, a trigger, so to speak, for it to really take place in a sense. Like, it's just kind of, like, dormant, basically. Like, it's, or at least, a very minor form where there might be kind of, like, a thing here and there and your brain might be like, what the fuck? Just kind of thinking, is this real, huh? Might question things, but, like, it never goes farther necessarily. But, for some people, though, like, especially when it comes to, like, a certain traumatic event in their life and shit, or a very, very, like, major event that happens in their life, usually that's what sets in a lot of, like, the major schizophrenic episode type of behaviors and shit that take place and shit, due to, like, a lot of the trauma and a lot of the negative experience that comes from something like that. So, I mean, it's not the only way for, like, these things to develop. Like, a lot of people can't just develop them naturally, but, there's definitely been studies about, like, how some people can, have, schizophrenia, especially, like, within their genetic line and stuff, but never actually have it, so to speak, even though they do, just because it never really, like, gets activated or triggered, so to speak. So, I mean, especially, with the death of his mom, like, I guarantee you that's probably what happened. Like, with the trauma, the PTSD, and the depression all culminating, with probably very minor episodes that you probably had every now and then, like, it accelerated to the point to where it just became more and more frequent, and there was, again, no fucking resource and outlet for that to be treated. Like, and it ended up just, degrading worse and worse to the point where, because some fucking right-wing shitbag bastard, decided to try to be a hero one day, decided to fucking kill him instead. So,
not get the help he needed either. The whole system just failed him. He fell through the cracks of the system, she said. How many times have we heard this? They fell through the cracks. When this happens so often, they are no longer cracks in the system. It is the system. The system failed him because the system is not set up to help him. And that's ultimately what led him to be in the position that he was in. Now, later on Wednesday, this was ruled a homicide. So the medical examiner
ruled it as a murder.
What happened?
Because he literally was murdered?
Yes, he was choked to death. This is a homicide. He was killed. And
a subjective fact.
There has been no arrest. So his common dreams rights here.
In fact, actually, what happened was after the incident, the police detained him, held him for questioning, and released him. And they literally did fuck one to do anything about it. And also, this veteran and this guy, he straight up was also the son of a veteran who was a part of the New York State Troopers. So this guy literally had nepotistic insider dealing and shit, like, fundamentally. Like, this guy basically, was buddy-buddy with police and shit, probably knew some people within, the New York State Trooper Force and shit, and was able to probably, get some connections, and was able to, insert, like, his authority in that sense, and be like, oh, you're one of the good guys, and they would let him go just on that virtue. Because I guarantee you, at the very minimal, if it was literally anybody else, like, some, like, fucking, like, barista at a Starbucks or some shit, or like a Walmart employee or whatever the fuck, I guarantee you at minimal the motherfucker would probably get a manslaughter charge. Like, seriously. But even though he's a citizen, because he has, like, some indirect connection to the police force, in New York, he gets an out. Because, like, when you're a part of the Blue Line club and shit, you never betray your own. New York City case, cops and mayor are chuds as usual. Yeah, David Dole's going to eventually get into that. In fact, because we already know a lot of these details, I kind of want to skip to the actual, like, you know, commentary about this whole news clip with the mayor and AOC and shit. So, which it looks like it's right here. Well, oh my god, the AOC fucking made a threat tweet. Jesus Christ. I wish AOC would do more than tweet, though. I will give her that. Like, she can make some banger tweets, but, like, goddamn, can you please just, like, do more than that? Like, I mean, you're not, like, horrible. Like, I do honestly like her, yeah, but, like, oh my god, fuck. I wish she had more of a backbone, but whatever. That's just besides the point. Even there are others at Subway who were yelling at the Chud to stop. And, yeah, there was literally, like, I mean, the fuck thing, I mean, the worst thing is, there's actually, you know, there's kind of, like, some quote-unquote conflicting information, which I think the reason why is because there's people in the Subway kind of, like, being contestive about the whole situation in itself. Like, some people are like, you know, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it. And a few other people were like, nah, you know, let them sort it out or whatever the fuck. Like, there were some people, like, there was even people on the Subway that were trying to, like, essentially, like, like, debate it out, essentially. Like, no, stop it. No, you know, he's being, you know, aggressive, you know, and he needs to be detained, and blah, blah, blah. Like, so, I mean, it's, like, from my understanding, like, you know, like, the entire, like, once that shit happened, it kind of ensued into at least some level of chaos and shit. And that's why this shit is, you know, shouldn't be, you know, acceptable. I mean, you know, unless he, like, you know, Justin Neely was outright threatening people, which factually he wasn't, then then maybe I could see a point, but for 15 fucking minutes, fuck no. Like, you know, 30 seconds and shit, you know, have a person on the ground, then just, like, you know, just sit on them or something after that. You don't have to chokehold them for 15 fucking minutes. Because at that point, you're just trying to kill the motherfucker. Like, I mean, for 30 seconds, that's, you know, legally, and pretty much at least in most arguments, can be seen as, like, you're trying to detain them. You know, and at least in that situation, it'd be fine if that motherfucker was trying to threaten or attack somebody, but the dude wasn't. He literally was just having a, you know, likely a schizophrenic episode saying, you know, fuck it, I don't care, you know, fuck life, blah, 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 and shit, which, you know, like, given his circumstances, I don't necessarily blame him, you know, for having a break like that. I mean, holy shit. I mean, it's like he wasn't, you know, hurting anybody. I mean, honestly, there was people that, you know, went to a different subway car because they're like, oh shit, another homeless person having an episode, better go to the other subway car. You know, and a lot of people did that. I mean, you know, just not everyone did, and if, you know, and then one chud motherfucker decided to be like, I'm going to be the savior of this community, and fucking kill a motherfucker. Which is bullshit.
Now,
Right here, yeah, or I keep saying Justin Neely, I mean Jordan Neely, by the way. Jordan Neely was murdered, but because Jordan was houseless and a crime for food at the time, the city has raised the rents and stripping services and militarized itself while maintaining power. The demonized the poor, the murderer gets protected with massive headlines, plus no charges. It's disgusting. Yeah. And also, I was reading on a Portland subreddit earlier when I was on break at work that the mayor has a proposal for the city budget that includes adding more cops and police funding. Which, go fucking figure, because the Portland police don't have enough fucking cops and budget as it is. They just don't want to do fuck one, you know, of anything because, oh, we might be held accountable. People are mean to us. What a fucking neoliberal cocklicker fucking piece of shit. And liberals are complicit with this. Liberalism is at fault for this. This ain't just conservatism. Because so many of these neoliberal fucks, you know, just fundamentally want to, you know, like, you know, basically treat homeless as, like, just a bane on society because, oh, God forbid we see some disheveled homeless person that might be a criminal and hurt me and, you know, and I want my safety, you know, and I want, you know, so I can go get my latte in peace. You know, it's just like, I mean, you know, this strong, hardcore, NIMBY attitude is 100, you know, that liberals, you know, in these, you know, big cities and shit are definitely complicit with this, you know, for sure. I mean, because you want to get, like, these, you know, democratic fucking, you know, city council and mayors and shit, you know, that are just so fundamentally gun-ho anti-homeless as shit if that wasn't the case. What the fuck are you doing? Yo. Oh my god, dog. What the hell? Yo. What, do you see a spider or something? Leave it alone. Oh, whoa, that's a big spider. Holy shit, whoa. Oh, that's a big girl. Yeah, leave that spider alone, bro. Leave her alone. That's a big girl. Holy shit. Yeah, go after a fly and say, oh my god, this dog is paranoid. Now he's going after a fly. That's a big girl of a spider. look at you. Look at you. You're a big girl, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, look at you. You're big. Yeah, you're a huge one, aren't you? Yeah, look at you. Yeah. Oh my God, look at those legs. Wow, you are a biggin. Ooh. Yeah, she's a big girl. I wish I had something to get container in so I can let her out somewhere where my dog won't eat her. Actually, you know what? Here, I actually have this. It was in the garbage can, but fuck it, I can close it back up. I'm actually, yeah. Here. Hold on. Not to totally derail it because Spooter, but still. Here, how am I gonna get you, girl? There we go. Oh, yeah, hold on, no, you're good. Oh, ain't nothing to be afraid of. In fact, I'm saving you. I'm saving you for being eaten. My dog. Whoa, holy fuck, you're fast. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, girl. I get it. I gets it. I understand. Oh my God, look at you. Wow, you're beautiful, aren't you? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Ah, whoa. Hey, don't be running on me. I don't need you on me. I just need you. Yeah. Wow, you are a big girl. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, good girl. Woo! Look at you. Wow, look at her. She's a big girl. Wow, man, you are pretty. Oh my God, look at those fangs. Oh, yep, she's chilling. Yep. Oh, okay. She feels safe. She feels safe right here. I feel like Coyote Peterson right now. Hey, no, don't be trying to jump up or trying to do any of that nonsense. No, girl. No, I want to show you off. You are beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. You can hear her fall on this thing. Hold on. We'll get back into this, but here, I did not realize I had a big girl hanging out here. Look at her. Hold on. Oh, she is a big girl. Yeah, look at her. Yeah, she is a beauty. Look at her legs. Look how big she is. Yeah, look at you. No. Don't be, getting any wise ideas now. Yeah, look at you. God, look at those things. Whoa, girl. Yeah. Man, she's got some legs on her. And some fangs, too. She's got some big-ass fucking fangs. Oh, but she's a beaut, though. She is indeed a beaut. Here, I'm going to, let her out real quick. No. Slide back down. Don't be thinking you're gonna, be roaming free inside here. Like, my dog will eat you. No, dog. No. Alright. Okay, now she's off and, free. In a spot where she will actually be safe and probably get some good treats. Man, she was huge. Totally derailment, but, I don't give a fuck. Pretty spider.
AOC comes into this. So she quote tweets the original story here that I showed you from the New York Times saying Jordan Neely was murdered, and we now know that, in fact, yes, a homicide. But because Jordan was houseless and crying for food at a time when the city is raising rents and stripping services to militarize itself, while many in power demonize the poor, the murderer gets protected with passive headlines and no charges. It's disgusting. She goes on here saying, it is appalling how so many take advantage of headlines regarding crime for obsolete, tough on crime, political, media, and budgetary gain, But when a public murder happens that reinforces existing power structures, those same forces rush to exonerate and look the other way. We shouldn't. Now we get to Eric Adams. So he was on CNN last night, and here is his reaction to a couple of responses, including AOC's.
This is a response from the comptroller, Brad Lander. He tweeted this: New York City is not Gotham. We must not become a city where mentally ill human can be choked to death by a vigilante without consequence. There's also this from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Or where the killers just fight and cheered.
As the Democratic Congresswoman, she said, Jordan Neely was murdered. What is your response to what they're saying here?
Well, both the Congresswoman and the controller's a citywide leader. And I don't think that's very responsible at the time where we're still investigating the situation. Let's let the DA conduct his investigation with the law.
Investigating what? Investigating like the most literal closed and shut case of a fucking murderer I think I've ever literally visually have seen. Like, really?
Officials. To really...
Like, what the fuck is... Dude, I hate these liberal fucking Democrat mayors, bro. Like, I fucking hate him so much, dude, because, like, this basically sounds like some shit Ted Wheeler would fucking say, bro.
That is not the right thing to do. And I'm going to be responsible and allow them to do their job and allow them to determine exactly what happened here.
Can I just ask you, though, yes. On the question of vigilantism, what do passengers do in situations like that? Is it appropriate to take matters into your own hands?
Situations like someone having a mental stress episode, like, nothing. I mean, if anything, like, especially if they're like, man, I want some damn food and water or whatever the fuck, and they're having a mental episode over that, like, I don't know, like, maybe be like, yo, hey, what's going on? You need some food? And just, like, console them a little bit, like, I mean, or something. I mean, even if it doesn't necessarily work, and if they're like, nah, fuck you, fuck that, or whatever the fuck, then it's like, oh, okay. And at least you fucking tried it or something, but then just let's back off then. It's like, I mean, shit, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, if we're honestly gonna try to do this whole quote-unquote vigilante thing, like, why not at least, like, do, like, the easy, like, hey, you're stressing out about food and shit like that. Well, hey, this next stop has, like, a Chipotle that's down the block. You want me to grab you a burrito or something like that? Or whatever the fuck, like, just something like that. I mean, goddamn. I mean, yeah, it might not solve their food insecurity for the entire day, frankly, but at least solves it for a little bit, and, and they feel a little better. I mean, it's like, goddamn, like, I mean, because as far as I'm aware, like, all the details about it, it's like, the dude was basically, like, malnourished, dehydrated, because he was starving and fucking thirsty and shit, and wanted water as well, and was going through mental stress. Like, I mean, especially if you're dehydrated and malnourished, you're gonna fucking be delirious. Like, on top of, like, your other, mental health issues that I was going through, like, that's just gonna compound even further. So like, acting fucking hiccups. Like, acting aggressively, it's like the last thing you should be fucking doing.
Situation is different, and how...
and even if that person is attacking somebody, just, like, subdue them. You don't have to fucking chokehold and kill them. Just, like, put their hands behind their back and, like, lay on them or something.
We have so many cases.
Like, that's it. Like, that's honestly, like, what happened to, like, some of those type of takedowns, where it's like, oh, yeah, you're gonna be on the ground and your hands are behind your back, and I'm, like, basically, like, sitting down and pinning you down. Like, I mean, there's no chokehold or anything like that. You can still breathe. You ain't gonna die. Like, what happened to those type of fucking takedowns and shit? Like, I mean, what the fuck? Why does everyone want to go for the fucking neck when it comes to shit?
Passengers assist of the riders.
Does everything got to be life and death?
The investigation is thorough, and each situation is different. I was a former transit police officer, and I responded to many jobs.
Oh, well, that explains why he's such a neoliberal cocklicker for the police. He was a former transit cop himself, so he's gonna back the blue just off his fucking, police, background. So fuck this piece of shit. He's just a cop licker.
Where you had a passenger assisting someone, and so we cannot just blatantly say what a passenger should or should not do in a situation like that.
Why not? Because, like, honestly, like, just letting passengers, like, figure it out evidently does more harm than good, you bitch.
Allow the investigation to take its course.
All right.
And there ain't no investigation to be taken the course of. It seems pretty clear cut. Dumbass.
Yes. Allow the investigation to take its course. Also, this was filmed. Now you could say, well, maybe something preceded it that would have justified holding a man chokehold when he was already restrained for several minutes at the very least, that ultimately killed him.
Which there wasn't. Like, all the details and all the facts of everything, you know, that precede this, you know, do not say that one bit. Like, not one thing. Or actually, it looks like, yes, you know, let's check out this little article he was looking at. Oh, and of course, the mayor of New York also is targeting specifically marginalized and unhoused communities, of course.
Money to policing. So, a little more.
Push of involuntary treatment is not evidence-based. Studies, of course, in mental health treatment has not proved positive outcomes and involuntary treatment risk for traumatized people. So, yeah, you know, just go fucking figure. Like, what, motherfucker, like, oops. Like, goddamn fucking, you know, just, the, like, city council in New York just sounds exceptionally, or just, like, you know, the overall, like, you know, politics of New York just sound fucking, like, frankly, even worse than what Portland's got going on. Like, because, I mean, it's like, you know, the city council and, like, Ted Wheeler are fucking joking, a bunch of tools, you know, and are a bunch of cop lickers as well, but I mean, I guess, you know, we have, you know, like, you know, no issue about, like, vigilantes killing people on, like, you know, the Max line or buses and shit like that. I mean, I guess we have the opposite problem where you got people who are, like, you know, sexual harassers or, like, you know, cutting people's hair and, you know, women's hair and shit and, like, shit like that and stuff. I mean, like, which apparently that dude was released and apparently did it again and was arrested again. So it's like, I don't know how we're not learning with that fucking weirdo, but okay, whatever. I mean, you know, so there's that. I mean, you know, and also there's just like, I mean, there, you know, all sorts of, like, if anything, like, a lot of, you know, shit that is actually kind of threatening and stuff, you know, seems to happen, but nothing ever fucking is done about it. Not saying citizens should do anything about it. I mean, but, like, but nothing really ever happens to get done about that shit, so it's just like, I mean, I guess it's not necessarily as bad as New York, all in all, you know, like I'm saying, because, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, how is it, like, that fucking absurd where someone just going for a basic, you know, just, well, not basic, but, you know, just going for, like, a mental health crisis, you know, is basically just fucking murdered, you know, for really no goddamn reason. Because, for what? Like, they're homeless, and, you know, we just have to dehumanize them fundamentally because they're somehow the problem when it comes to our system and just have no means or ability to just, like, fix themselves, so, you know, fuck them. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Ay. Man, night these I'm kind of glad we didn't check out the Tim Pool segment with Lance, you know, talking about that whole fucking bullshit with, you know, with that whole incident and stuff, because, oh my god, that shit was insufferable. Like, beyond recognition. You know what? I know what will make me feel better, though. Where is that adorable little fluffball Kaya? That... Oh my god, they actually found the DNA results of this puppo. Oh my goodness, what is she? Oh my lord. I'm about this arc, and I want to know. Gimme.
Oh my god. Oh my god, we interrupted the fucking... I got the results. I just got Kaya's test results.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's like, oh my god. He's just like endlessly, oh my god, dude. We gotta see.
Start the breed game. Does Kaya's breed mix include boxer? False. Boxer. Our analysis found no noticeable trace of boxer DNA in Kaya. Does Kaya's breed mix includes Tibetan Mastiff?
Oh shit, wait, there's a whole quiz? The perfect mix of 3 breeds. Or guesser breeds. Wait,
or watch this video.
Guess them.
We
Yeah.
start the breed game. Does Kaya's breed mix include boxer? False.
I mean, Kaya does not look like a boxer.
Boxer. Our analysis found no noticeable traces of boxer DNA in Kaya. Does Kaya's breed mix includes Tibetan Mastiff? True. Kaya has 40.
It's like half Tibetan Mastiff. Oh, she's mostly Mastiff. She's Tibetan Mastiff. That's so cute. Oh my god, dude, they are awesome dogs, man. Tibetan Mastiffs are fucking awesome. Like, I mean, they're like really sweet, very protective, like super fluffy, really big. I mean, dude, they're great. They're awesome.
Maybe this helps explain a little why she looks or acts the way that she does. The Tibetan Mastiff is one giant fluff ball. This ancient breed has been guarding and protecting their owners for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligent breed and independent dog loves to be around the people they care about.
Yeah, this sounds like Zukov too. I mean, it sounds like most dogs, honestly. Wait, you know, speaking of, hey, Zukov. Hey, Bubby. I have meat for you. Pup. Is he even in here? Okay, did he sneak out? I sort of got he somehow snuck out. No, you just refused to come over here? Are you serious? Wow. Alright, well, you know, well, never mind, because he apparently wants to be by himself.
Fun fact, recently owning a Tibetan Mastiff has become a sign of social status in China. Does Kaya's breed include Weimaraner?
What the fuck is that? Weimaraner? Weimaraner? I've never heard of this dog breed. Hold up, I want to look this up. I have never heard of this dog breed before. I want to see what it looks like. Weimaraner? Never heard of his dog breed. This is the first time I've ever heard of that. Oh, it's these guys? I've seen them before. Oh, look at how cute that little puppy is. Look at that cute puppy. Fat ass little floppy ears. And knowing Kaya, nope.
False. Our analysis found no noticeable traces of Weimaraner in DNA. Does Kaya's breed mix include Saint Bernard?
I would say yes.
True.
Oh,
Saint
she
Bernard.
does.
Kaya has 28.1% Saint Bernard.
Oh, she's over a quarter Saint Bernard.
Maybe this helps explain why she looks or acts the way she does. The Saint Bernard is a gentle giant that has been saving lives in the Swiss Alps for centuries. These easygoing guys can make great family additions as long as you are okay with cleaning up slobber.
And honestly, like, when it comes to Saint Bernards, I think it should be obligation for them to have, like, that gigantic, like, fucking barrel that is on their collar full of hot cocoa. Or like mead or something like that. Like, it should be an obligation for them to have like a little barrel around their neck.
It is estimated that St. Bernards have saved over 2,000 people during the 3 centuries they've been doing rescue work.
Aww. Awesome.
That's also a big breed. Holy fuck.
Yeah, they're big. Big pups.
Next. A Manchester Terrier toy.
No.
Our analysis... Yeah,
No shit. Chow. Oh.
Could be.
Maybe.
What do we think?
I'm going to say possibly.
I'm going to say Chow.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's 23% 7 Chow. Maybe this is...
Oh, shit, dude. So she has Chow, Tibetan Mastiff, and St. Bernard in her. Aww. She's a little super mutt. She's a little tri-mutt, dude. She's a tri-mutt. Aww, that's so cute. It explains why she looks so goddamn adorable. She has, like, the big, fluffy dog breeds, you know, that are adorable. I mean, it's like the big fluffy ones that, you know, have like their like cute little like smooch faces and shit. She has all of them combined into one essence that is now Kaya. She is like the embodiment of the true essence. Oh my god, it's so cute.
A little why she looks or acts the way she does. This distinctive looking dog breed is proud, independent. Oh my god, is that why she fucking bites so much?
Oh, sounds like Zukov.
Okay, I'm beginning to... I just realized something. This is one yes, one no. Every single time. It gives me like a big breed that kind of looks like her, and then a breed that looks nothing like her, and then goes, which one is it? But we figured it out. The distinctive look...
I mean, honestly, yeah, they made that quiz way too obvious. They should have done, like, is there a Husky Malamute or Alaskan Malamute, or, you know, they should have really, like, you know, made it hard. Like, they should have actually made it a challenge.
Breed is a proud, independent spirit, and some describe as cat-like. Often aloof and suspicious of strangers, the Chow Chow may not be a cuddly buddy, but for the right person, they are a fiercely loyal companion. A blue tongue and lips aren't the only unique things about Chow Chow's appearance. Did you know that a blue-coated Chow usually has a blue or gray nose? Great job! View all of Kaya's breeds in the video above. Review your breed results and share this game with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, let's check it out. I'll turn it down. It's a loud video.
Facebook has video.
The parents.
One parent is a
Chow Chow?
Chow Chow.
And the other one's
The other parent is a Tibetan Mastiff.
And the one of the parents is part Tibet Mastiff and part Chow Chow. And the other parent
is a Saint Bernard.
Oh, so wow, so that's where the Tibet Mastiff and the Chow Chow are the two parents that bred, but they both were mixed breeds as well.
How'd you get a Saint Bernard to fuck a Chow Chow?
I mean, no, how'd you get a fucking Saint Bernard to fuck a Chow Chow? I mean, honestly, for real. I mean, how'd that work? I mean, dude, Saint Bernards are big. Like, so you imagine the package going on down there is probably fucking gargantuan. In comparison to a Chow Chow, oh my god. Oh my, dude, how did that work? There had to be some, like, artificial insemination, maybe. Like, you stick, like, a little tube in there, then you, like, you know, inject that in there instead or something. I'm assuming maybe something like that. I don't fucking know. Like, I know that's the way to do it, and sometimes...
28.7% Chow Chow, 28.1% St. Bernard, and 48.2% Tibetan Mastiff. 100...
Dude, Zukov is... Dude, like, I will say, like, Zukov's is insane. It's not like this at all. Like, his would be, like... quarter German Shepherd, less than a quarter of Border Collie, like 11% American Bully, and then literally a mishmash of other shit. Like, he is an insane mixed breed. He's a super mod. Yeah. It's so cute.
There it is. No, the Saint Bernard fucked the Mastiff.
Saint Bernard fucked the Mastiff? I mean, maybe. Well, no, it wasn't a Mastiff, it was the Chow Chow. So, like, maybe well, I guess that is. Maybe the Chow Chow did fuck the Saint Bernard. That might be it. Oh, you know, that might work.
Saint Bernard is a grandparent. Dog loot box opening. Kaya is the Giant of Kandahar. Okay, let's view the breed results now.
Giant of Kandahar.
Kaya's health results already. Unlike results for 230 plus health conditions, traits, and other genetic data to help your dog live her best life.
I need to do that for Zukov, honestly. I need to do that specific DNA test. I need to find out the one that Hassan did so I can do that one specifically for him. Because I want to know how Zukov can live his best life, damn it. Because, you know, he's got some allergies, I could tell for sure. So I kind of want to learn what, you know, I need to do to address that. For sure.
4.1%.
I've noticed that, getting Rachel Ray's for the kibble, like, that has actually made a significant improvement. So I know that's at least, you know, a step in the right direction. So, there's at least, you know, a few other things that I need to look at, you know, a little bit, because I feel like there's other factors, but we'll see. Because little poor boy got a couple allergies.
What the fuck? It says her wolfiness is high?
Wolfiness? Wolfiness score. How wolfy is my dog? Most dogs' wolfiness score of 1% or less. We find populations of breeds of higher than 2 to 4% occasionally. With unique dogs score 5% or more rarely. Wolfie score, huh? So, like, you know, how, like, closely, you know, in tune they are with, like, their more, like, with their ancestors of being, like, a wolf. I bet Zukov is, like, you know, like, so basically it's, like, the equivalent of, like, you know, Homo sapiens, like, Neanderthals, right? Like, some Homo sapiens have, like, you know, 1 to 2% of Neanderthal in them and shit like that, right? Like, I assume this is kind of, like, the equivalent for dogs.
My dog. Most dogs have wolfiness score of 1% or less. We find populations of breeds with higher scores of 2.2 to 4% occasionally, and unique dogs with scores of 5% or above more rarely. Your dog's wolfiness score is not a measurement of is not a measurement of recent. It's not a measure of recent dog-wolf hybridization and does not necessarily indicate that your dog has some recent wolf ancestors. If your dog has recent wolf ancestors, you will see that in the breed mix report. Instead, the wolfiness score is based on the number of ancient genetic variants your dog has in our unique wolfiness marker panel. Wolfiness scores up
to... okay, I see what it is. Yeah, okay, so I kind of was a little bit, I think. So, you know, because if you think about it, Neanderthal DNA is very ancient and, like, very old coded DNA and stuff, right? So, like, in a sense, I mean, like, you know, a wolfiness score is like, you know, looking at old genetic traits of, like, ancient wolves, you know, that, you know, are still kind of basically essentially passed down that we see very predominantly within wolves today, but you don't really see in domesticated dogs outside of, you know, within like 1% of their broader genome, give or take, outside of, you know, a couple other factors, you know, depending on the breed. And hence why there's the Wolfie score, basically, because like the idea is that like it's kind of meant to quantify like how much of their DNA is like a part of like that ancient like ancestral like genome, you know when it comes to like their, you know, when it comes to like the ancestors essentially of like, you know, where they evolved from, kind of like, you know, how some humans have like Neanderthal DNA, so to speak. It doesn't mean that they're like, you know, more wild or anything like that, so to speak, or closer to being a wolf. I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, how far back do some of their genetic code go? And at least, you know, for Kaya, it sounds like, you know, a lot of, you know, at least a decent chunk in comparison to most dogs does, you know, with her genetic code, you know, does go really far back. That's so cool, dude. I love genes and stuff like that, and like genetics. Like, dude, it is so awesome to me. I love this shit.
Are almost always due to ancient wolf genes that survive many generations, rather than any recent wolf ancestors. These ancient genes may be a few thousand years old, or even may date back to the original domestication event 15,000 years ago.
Wow.
They are bits of a wild past that survive in your dog.
Dude, that is so cool. Dude, I want to know. What's your Wolfie score, Zukov? I want to know.
Your dog's wolfiness score is based on hundreds of markers across genome. Dogs, or almost all of them, are the same. The wolves tend to be different. These markers are thought to be related to domestication gene sweeps, where early dogs were selected for some traits. Scientists have known about domestication gene sweeps for years, but do not know each sweep occurred. By finding rare dogs carrying an ancient variant of a certain marker, we can make associations with behavior, size, metabolism, and development that likely cause these unique signatures of dogginess in the genome. There's more to come. This is a HIPAA violation? Yeah, we fucked up. That's Kaya, basically.
Kaya's part caveman, like, Oga Boga.
In dog form.
Kaya in dog form, bro.
Mastiff mixes. One was mixed with a Chow, the other was with a Bernard. 25% Chow, 25% Mastiff, and another 25 Mastiff, 25 Saint Bernard. It makes sense. Because the Tibetan Mastiff, as we looked at through all of our fucking research over the course of the past week, has always been like cut with, you know, chow chows and shit. So it turns out she's 48. She's 50% Tibetan Mastiff and a little bit of Saint Bernard, a little bit of chow chow, which means she's gonna be pretty big. I think.
She's gonna be a big girl, dude.
Will be smaller. I don't know.
I don't think so, dude. Honestly, I mean, all you have to do is look at her paws. Let's look at her paws. Wait, I mean, does he show her off? No? I want to see her. I want to see this cute little puppy. Ripping cables. Oh, what? Oh, okay. I didn't even know about this. We got it. All right.
Survived and yet torn from life. This is how so many feel.
Oh, no.
No matter how hard Erdogan is the country over and over. Bro, she's chewing cables now.
She's chewing cables. Oh man, sounds like my dog. Oh my god.
It is a byproduct of.
Oh my god, look at her being a terrorist back there.
What are you doing? You have the most toys on the planet, Kaya. Incredible.
Aww. Yeah, I want to try to see if we get like a good little close-up of her. Oh my god, look at her. Holy shit. I mean, look at those feet. Oh my god, look at those little front paws over there in the, like, oh, dude, she's gonna be fucking big. Dude, those are some goddamn teddy bear, like plushy paws right there. Those are like, those are some mitts. Like, there ain't no way in hell she's gonna be a small dog. She's gonna be fucking gargantuan. She's gonna be huge. Huge. Oh, look at her.
Prime account to your Twitch account where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month.
Oops. Oh my god.
Or by getting good job.
I mean, she's being a good girl. She's doing it on the pad. Good girl.
Yay! Good job, come in. Here you go.
What's she doing there?
It started already.
Raw food. So, chicken mince.
Oh, it's just
vegetables in there. They love trying.
Dude, look at her little feet.
So,
dude, look at those fucking mints.
Chicken mince with a variety of vegetables in.
Oh my god, look how fucking fluffy she is. Oh my god, what a nugget of fluff. And those fucking feet. And how fluffy her legs are. Oh my god, she's gonna be gargantuan. She's gonna be huge. Huge. And I like how Hassan kind of preemptively, like, you know, prepared for that. Like, that bed that she has is, like, insanely big. Like, for her size right now, that is a huge bed. Like, he kind of prepared for that. He's like, he knew she was gonna be big. But, oh, she's so cute. That is, like, the fucking fluffiest little teddy bear of a dog I think I've ever seen. Just too damn ridiculous. Too damn cute. Just goddamn adorable. It just kind of makes me wish that Zukoff was just, like, just that much more fluffier. And he has it, like, from here up, but, like, really nowhere else. And it kind of makes me sad. But that's okay. He's still a sweet boy and very cute and adorable, and I wouldn't trade him for anything. If anything, I'll just give him a buddy. Speaking of, come here, bud. Zooks! Come here, buddy. Hi, bud. Hello. I got some meats. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, hello. Paw, paw, paw. Ugh. Goof. Oh, you little goof nugget. You sweet little baby boy. Your feet are kicking around in excitement, oh my lord. Yep. Yep. Oh, he's a good boy. Yes, yes, yes. Who's a little sweet boy? Paw? He still gives me a paw. Aww. You little savage. Look at you. Aww. You little goof. You're so silly. Go on. Oh my god, you little butt. Look at you. Mwah. Mwah. I don't know why, but this is really silly to me. Very amusing. Yep, that's all the ham. You just ate all that ham. Yes, you did. Oh my goodness. Who is so sweet, baby boy? Who's a sweet baby boy? Just got all the fluff in the neck. Yep. Just squeeze you. Get the squeeze you to your pump. Alright, little munchkin boy. There you go. What a goofball. Me. It's schnuzzlers. Goof. Yeah, you know there's turkey over there for you too. Careful! Oh my god!
Ow! Shit,
What in the fuck?
It's slipped on the water bowl.
Oh my lord. Eh.
Made everything all wet. Yeah.
Well, I mean, get a towel over there. I mean, something, Jesus fucking. Alright, well, I guess I'll grab a towel. Seriously. There we go. Fucking hell. There's just
Fresh agua.
there we go. Now we're not gonna have an accident.
You see when I do that, it goes right down the end of my sliver.
Well, just fucking. What do you want, dog? Fucking goober. What do you want? Fucking goddamn mutt. What? What? A little muzzle is like a little drum, dude. It echoes very immensely.
Yeah.
Find it kind of cute. Play a couple tunes here and stuff. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, let's check out the Reddit. I haven't been on there in a fat minute. Let's see what's going on the Reddits. That's a fucking clumsy fuck, dude. Portland police of chemical munitions on tear gas Tuesday puts lives, health at risk. Study finds. No shit. This is like, I love how like chemical warfare is, illegal, under international law, but when it comes to using chemical warfare against civilians, that's fine. That's totally okay. The Portland Police Bureau cops have used so much tear gas on protesters on June 2nd, 2020. I'm pretty sure I was there that night too. The local activists referred to that night as Tear Gas Tuesday. And goddammit, Oregonian. Fucking stopping my shit. Oh, it's giving me like, oh, you need a 7-day pass to read the rest of it, really. But it was but it wasn't known for how much of the dangerous chemical substance deployed. The answer arrived last month. A study by Forensic Architecture, a London-based research group that used video footage of public records to estimate how much tear gas Portland police used to disperse under 3 hours in downtown Portland on that summer in 2020. Well, at least I can get that link. So what's that? What is that? It's about being broadly banned in warfare under the terms of the 1925 Geneva Protocol. Tear gas as an agent for so-called riot control has become the preferred means for police in the U.S. and around the world to clear dissenting voices from public spaces. But the toxic chemicals contained in tear gas and other widely used chemical munitions can cause serious short and long-term side effects, from asthma, chemical burns, and lung injury from neurodegeneration. No shit. Duh. In 2020, as protests swept across the U.S. in response to the killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, just to launch trajectory, blah, 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 yeah. On June 2nd, Portland's Police Bureau deployed large amounts of tear gas in an attempt to force protesters to withdraw from the streets and squares downtown Portland and unleash a high toxic light. Holy fuck, there's literally like a computer-generated thing over this. Oh my god, look at this. This is Portland. Like, I mean, this is a computer-generated, like, you know, resemblance of downtown Portland, and this is all the tear gas that was used. Over here is where the federal courthouse and the Justice Center was. And dude, of course, you know, there's so much of it that was used, you know, that fucking day. And it's everywhere, dude. And that's and yet, and also, like, when it came to the local environment, it literally fucked up the entire environment too. Like, a lot of different parks and different trees and bushes and flowers and things like that straight up died. Like, I mean, there was a lot of different parks and different local, like, you know, flowers and ecosystem, you know, type of shit when it comes to fauna that just straight died because of all the tear gas used. Like, it literally killed a lot of the different local, you know, fauna and potentially, or at least, yeah, flora, but even potentially some of the fauna too. Like, I guarantee you there was probably different animals that died due to all this tear gas exposure. We just don't know about it because it was probably just, you know, ruled off as just like some, you know, random other thing. So, yay. That's just great. Here. Oh. That's that bullshit. Whatever random things are on the Reddit. Actually, let me get that back. There we go. Jimmy Burrito, Proud Boy, right-wing Death Squad, seditionist, guilty, Allen, Texas shooter. Proud Boys are a terrorist organization. Wait, what? Wait, is this the shooter? And he literally has Proud Boy patches and a right-wing Death Squad fucking patch. These people are fucking terrorists. And the guy literally looks like a fucking Nazi, too. And as far as I'm aware, I think he's dead. And good. Like, the Republican Party has pretty much embraced themselves as the Nazi Party at this point. Like, because they pretty much embrace the idea of being a fucking death squad at this point. It's like, It's like, I wonder, like, why, there are, like, so many people on the left or the progressive side that are very adamant about, arming themselves against this fucking, tyrannical, like, death squads and shit. Because there needs to be fucking partisans that are willing to openly fight back against this shit. Hey! Hey! Goddamn, I knew it. Hey! No, hey, dude. Hey! Bro! Yo! Chill. No. Don't be like that. Hey. Man, what a fucking ridiculous ass fucking shit. The fuck? The right cherry picks and is racist. What does this mean? Punchline's racism. Why is the New York subway little shithole in Tokyo is immaculate? Japanese people don't season they subways. Don't season the subway. What? Like, since, like, I mean, you think the racism would make sense. Like, oh, it's because they're a homogenous society and, are, like, utterly xenophobic as fuck, and thus, Japan's economy and society is literally crumbling because of that. Like, Japan as a fucking nation would literally basically collapse, if they don't address that shit. Which means, loosening their xenophobic and racist policies and actually fucking growing the fuck up. Like, Japan as a culture is, partly, pretty fucking backwards. Like, they need to grow the fuck up when it comes to their backwards, like, stupid little brainwash, fucking stunted mentality of, hardcore xenophobic, like, we are the superior Asian race and everyone else is inferior, and a fucking, like, the equivalent of, like, some little white devil monkey or some shit. It's like, now fuck that. It's like, fuck your weird racist phobia, Japan. Like, that shit is utterly savage and brutal. And your country will literally collapse and fucking be, like, crumble and, nothing but flames and ashes because of it. And if that, like, if you are, and if honestly they're that gung-ho about it, then so be it. Like, you don't want to embrace the idea of actually, fucking, prospering your fucking country and your nation like a true patriotic fucking Japanese citizen. You rather have, like, this weird nationalistic fucking, patriotic idea of, like, destroying your nation for weird grandeur that your empire is gonna fucking, like, rise up from the, ashes like a phoenix when it's gonna do nothing but burn like Icarus because it reached too close to the sun. Fucking pathetic. This racist xenophobic shit is so fucking pathetic. I'm not even necessarily saying that to Japan, but, like, I mean, it is just pathetic. Cause it's what leads to cultures and societies and nations to crumble. Is, this whole hardcore xenophobic and racist mentality of, like, oh, we don't want these others, immigrating and fucking migrating into our nation. Fuck that. Can't allow that at all. Such bullshit. Little pop-up. Look at you. Little sweet thing. There's something fucking, like, seriously? Oh, that might actually explain it. There we go. Didn't realize there was something fucking stuck on my bowl. Ooh. Let's see. Let's see what our little things are up to. Is there at least, you know, some that is not so negative? Oh shit. There's at least a little something. But I can't entirely see the whole thing. Pray to you, Snowflake Take is hilarious. Something, something, something. Maybe that's the whole title. It's just is hilarious, but knowing that it is, you know, fucking up Pray to you, totally okay with that. Because fuck Pray to you. And any, you know, way to just fuck on them is, you know, totally okay in my book. Ah, god damn it. Come on. There we go. Piece of shit. I need to give this dog some more rawhides. So. Oh, look at you. You goofy little boy. No. Silly little thing. This dog is fucking absurd. It's so silly. You're just so silly. Bam. This song's about to wrap up here. Check out this little thing. Just definitely want to see how, you know, Prague's being stuff like this time.
Depleted departments who cannot get backup when they face dangerous suspects will be even more stressed out and more at risk.
Oh shit, this is like literally an old ass fucking clip. What the fuck? Like, I mean, straight up, I mean, considering that, like, that is a, you know, background of Vosh, you know, that I haven't seen in a long time.
God, listen to the snowflakery here. They'll be more stressed out. Dude, can you imagine them ever talking about any other group of people? What about poor people who are
So, like, when it comes to cops, I mean, go fucking figure.
Constantly stressed out because they have to work 3 jobs, and then they go online and they go to YouTube and watch this wants to get rid of welfare and food stamps, talk about how actually the police haven't gone far enough. What about their stress level? I bet you...
Oh, yeah, you know, like yeah, I already see where this is going. It's like, oh my god, you know, it's like the police, you know, just are having, you know, so stressed, and, you know, they just, you know, like, are just being too, you know, like, abused and just, like, disrespected. I mean, think about the overload and stress and the stuff that they have to do. Like, that's why they need, you know, more police funding and a lot more fucking, you know, budgeting and a lot more cops and shit, because, like, I mean... Think about your security. Let me think about law and order and think about the stress and like the hard work that they have to do. It's like, oh my god, I can already literally see where this is going.
If black folk were less stressed, they'd probably be more likely to react well around the police. Just the stress level of the police, you know, who have on-the-job death rate, which is 1/2 that of police pizza delivery drivers. I
actually think gig contract workers literally have like more risk in the gig economy more so than police. Like, so if you work for like Uber or Lyft or some shit, there's more risk in doing that job, and there's more likely to be killed in that job outright in comparison to you know, being a cop. Like, it's like, I mean, being a cop honestly is not like that fucking dangerous. They just choose to be wannabe fucking militaristic gun-ho fucks and shit that treat everything like a fundamental threat, and don't really see it as like like as like as not the real danger that it actually is. They treat everything like it's a life or death fucking scenario, and it's a wonder why people don't have a lot of respect for police and shit. Like, I wonder why.
And the cop doesn't have its rough moments. It certainly does. But like, holy shit, somebody who is so indifferent and so callous to the suffering of other people to then suddenly talk about how we need to make sure the cops aren't stressed out. It's so disingenuous.
Risk of making bad decisions. Response times will increase. Cash-starved agents...
They already are, literally, with, like, oh my god, I hate this argument, because Portland, like, I mean, the city council is literally giving more budgeting and funding to the police, and yet they're still not doing fuck one or anything. Response times are still insanely delayed, or pretty much to the point where there is no response. I mean, all these other fucking, problems and shit, are still, like, an issue, despite the police getting more fucking funding and, more budgeting and shit. Because all they give a fuck about is, being, like, not held to any accountability and being able to get away with whatever the fuck they want because they literally see themselves as above the law.
Will train less, not more.
What? Trained less, not more? People are progressive or leftists want cops to be trained more and de-escalatory tactics and tactics and non-lethal means of addressing situations that don't immediately like resort into fucking shooting your gun and mag dumping your fucking Glock into somebody. Like, what?
Well, what if we made fewer things crime and a lot of the money that we currently divert to police departments instead goes towards other facilities that respond to other types of problems? Hey, guys, remember when just a couple of days ago, Vosh, to be fair, she might have mentioned their stress because stress leads to shooting. First of all, if your individual stress...
the only reason why there's, like, stress, quote-unquote, leads to shootings or whatever the fuck is literally because, like, cops are trained to think everybody that they encounter is a potential criminal and a threat and might kill them. That is why.
Is being used as a
killology
factor for a professional agent of the state to murder citizens. That's not a good defense. Second of all, that goes double for citizens who aren't professionally trained in conflict resolution. That argument goes to me. Guys, remember just a couple of days ago when that autistic kid was like freaking out of his house and the mom called the police and the police were like, yeah, we're coming in. We'll help you, man. Remember that? They were under a lot of stress when they went in there. Remember that? I think maybe a social worker could have done that a little better. Some cops, maybe. Maybe a little bit more de-escalation effort.
No shit.
You put in there?
If the goal is to reduce crime...
I remember the specific thing that he's talking about. He's talking about, like, this situation where, like, autistic kid was having a mental stress episode and shit. Which, for someone who's autistic, it can happen. I mean, I've had those moments. And, the cops really went in there, thinking, oh, well, might as well go fucking guns blazing and shit because that person might be literally seen as a fucking threat. Even though he wasn't necessarily a threat to anybody, he was just having a fucking mental break episode. And honestly, there was a situation where I was having a mental episode and cops showed up once, and I honestly thought, there's a chance that they might fucking shoot me or detain me or fucking abuse me and shit, because, I fucking, step out of line or whatever the fuck. And I was scared, honestly, because, I know how cops are and shit, and I knew that, chances are, if I, step out of line just one fucking bit, already, fucking having a breakdown and shit, and now I have to fucking, like, collect myself enough to not, like, fucking explode on a goddamn cop, like, I mean, then, it adds, like, another level of bullshit and problems. Like, it doesn't do anything good. Like, when I'm going for, if I'm going for a mental stress episode, the last motherfucker I want to see is a goddamn cop. Literally the last thing I want to see.
Shifting police funding to social services is also a mistake.
Go fuck yourself, you literal wretched cunt. From the bowels of the deepest layer of hell. Like, I mean, go fuck yourself. Like, I mean, this idea that, like, social service work is, a mistake. No, it's not. It uplifts, and releases a lot of the fucking stress of these cops and shit, so they'd have to do less. Like, they don't have to worry about, like, you know, certain situations and certain calls and shit because it doesn't pertain to them. Like, because it pertains more to, you know, a situation where a social worker may, you know, be called, or some other social service. Like, that's a better use of funding versus, you know, cops, you know, fucking having to literally take care of fucking goddamn fucking every single thing from a mental health call to, you know, like, you know, to legitimate crime. Like, I mean, everything else in between. Like, it's just utterly insane.
Oh, wait. Factually wrong. Sociology major. Every dollar that goes from police departments towards other social welfare programs is absolutely decreases crime. Factually incorrect. This is not true.
Yeah. I mean, no shit.
For decades, New York City was spending 1/7 of all government welfare.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Dollars in America. Yet,
oh yeah, because New York is such a great example for these things.
Started falling in the city only when the NYPD adopted the data.
I love that fear-mongering thing where it has all these little, you know, pop-ups of all, like, the knives, the guns, and, like, these mass burglars and shit. I love how there's, like, such a strong, weird fear-mongering and all this shit. Oh my God, PragerU is such a fucking propaganda outlet. Like, they should not be considered a quote-unquote university. They need to be shut the fuck down. Like, especially considering the fact that they call themselves a university should, you know, that in itself shut them down. Like, this should not be a goddamn institution. This is just, like, insane, utter fucking propaganda. And there's nothing educational about any of this. This is pure propaganda and fucking lies.
That has now become the norm across the country.
And no, for one, it got abandoned. I don't know what you mean by data-driven policing, but if we're talking about stuff like broken windows policing and stop and frisk, it has not been found that these are effective in reducing crime in the cities.
In fact, it's actually made it worse. Like, because, you know, a lot of these, you know, stop and frisks and broken window policing and shit has actually led to crime spike because a lot of these cops are now charging people or planting charges on people, you know, for various different crimes because they have to meet certain quotas and shit. On top of that, they just, you know, assume that somebody, you know, that, you know, is black or, you know, might be in one of these more marginalized, impoverished communities and shit, might be up to no good. So it's more likely that they might be committing a crime, so thus, you know, you're more likely to try to arrest them for some bullshit. Like, whether it's jaywalking or fucking, you know, disorderly conduct against a peace officer or whatever the fuck. I mean, they'll literally throw anything at you.
Explanations for why crime.
And it's bullshit.
And they are not police officers arresting more people. I can tell you that for sure. Yeah, these are the arguments that Stryker and Alsop were making, by the way. Second of all, what does New York City spending 1/7 of all welfare money in the country have to do with the argument that you're making? New York City is the largest country on the planet, or not on the planet. I think it's the third largest on the planet. Largest in the country, if only. Yeah. Sorry, just my America brain for a second there. I forgot that. I
know at one point New York was the largest city in the world, but because it was considered the Big Apple of the world. But I mean, it hasn't really been called the Big Apple anymore. Probably because it's not the biggest city in the world anymore.
That America doesn't stretch around the entire world, and that the Maine and Alaska are touching tips, you know, near the Arctic. It does, though. If only. Long Island.
I mean, no.
Well, it should be its own country. The United Countries of America, if only. Yeah, maybe I'm voting for Biden because I'm sympathetic to all of his gaffes, because I misspeak like 18 times per segment. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Sending officers to the areas where they are most needed.
What does that mean?
That norm is now threatened.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what does that mean? Like, officers where they're most needed, where there's quote-unquote high crime because cops arrest people for frivolous crimes because they're policing marginalized and black communities and shit. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Because if it means that shit, which I'm pretty sure it does, then that's systemic racist fucking policy and shit. And needs to be changed because that's not how you address those fucking issues. And also it doesn't address the crime going on in all these other fucking areas and districts and communities and stuff that, you know, aren't being policed. So, like, how's that fucking fix anything?
Yes. We implemented data-driven policing where we sent cops to where crimes are happening. Yeah? What laws? What statutes? What reforms? What actually happened?
Sure, there are bad cops of all races who must be...
Oh my god, PragerU. Yeah, there are some cops every now and then. Once in a blue moon, you might get a bad cop here and there, and of course, those need to be weeded out. Of all races, by the way. Because, oh my god, because, like, Jesus Christ, like, because, like, that is entirely, you know, like, a crucial point to everything. I mean, it does, like, I guess, you know, to a certain degree, it does kind of play a role, but, like, a cop is a cop is a cop. It doesn't really fucking matter if they happen to be, like, black, white, Asian, or anything else in between. They still enforce the same, you know, racist, systemic fucking, problems that, you know, come with policing and shit. Regardless of their race. Like, I mean, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Because guess what? A cop is a cop is a cop. They all bleed blue. They're all still blue at the end of the day.
That is true.
But we will defend them to our dying breath.
Yep.
Of every profession and always will be.
Except teachers' unions don't defend their teachers if they murder someone. We're only talking...
Yeah, no shit. Or if they do, like, you know, sexual exploitation to kids. Like, honestly, there's definitely, you know, teachers' unions that, you know, will protect, you know, some pretty shady teachers every now and then. But unless they're doing some, you know, egregious shit, like obviously killing a kid or, you know, some other egregious shit, yeah, they're not going to be, you know, like, they're not going to be defending them. Like, I mean, it's only really in a case where there's just like, you know, oh, yeah, a teacher doesn't necessarily perform that great, but, you know, like, they still at least, you know, do the job or whatever the fuck. I mean, like, there's plenty of those type of teachers where they're not really great. They don't really, you know, honestly perform well and shit, but nonetheless, I mean, yeah, they still get protected. I mean, there's still plenty of that type of shit going on. But it's not because, like, like, oh, you know, like, I mean, there's just a, you know, like, an entire systemic issue with that front. I mean, there is, I mean, to a degree, but, I mean, not to the same fucking level. Like, this weird analogy that, oh, like, other professions, you know, we'll weed out bad apples. Like, fuck no. Like, there's a lot of different professions where, if anything, the bad apples are uplifted and forced, you know, and pushed up, you know, through the ladder as well. Like, it ain't just like, oh my god, dude, this is why I hate PragerU. This is why I need to be shut the fuck down. The propaganda and the fucking brain sludge sewage, you know, that fucking spews out of their goddamn fucking outlet is just insane and just so goddamn dangerous. Ugh.
How many guys have you seen headlined like cop woman during traffic stop or some of that shit? All these people get defended. None of these people get dropped like a hot iron. These people get defended by their unions, and the worst they get is they get fired from their department and transferred over to another department. A lot of these counties and states, they have they allow you to just wipe your record. You know, if you ended up getting fired from the force because of 18 police brutality incidents, you can have that wiped. Just go to another county, start all over again.
But so is this. The overwhelming majority of officers...
Kind of works like a church. You know, if you get, you know, caught doing a bunch of abuses and other shit at a church, then, hey, well, guess what? Then you just get moved to another church. It kind of sounds like that type of shit.
Are motivated by a desire to help the most vulnerable among us.
Yeah, cops are not, you know, motivated by that. They're motivated by the desire to oppress the most vulnerable amongst us. There, I fixed it for you.
Police are not
This isn't an argument.
Problem. Racism is not the problem. Crime is the problem.
What? What? Could it not be both? Because obviously there are elements about crime that obviously, sure, are kind of bad. But could it also be the fact that there's, like, you know, systemic racism and a lot of racist policies and enforcement and shit that play a role of exacerbating crime in ways that there really isn't any crimes and shit? Like, I mean, you can kind of have it both ways. Like, crime can be a problem because, sure, I mean, I'm willing to argue that. But at the same time, like, you know, racism is also a problem. Like, that is just as much, if anything, probably, frankly, even more so of an issue than the whole crime issue. Because there's a lot of other variables and systemic factors that play into crime and shit. Like, I mean, you know, the fact that, you know, people can't pay rent or pay for groceries and shit probably play a role into that. Because people are going to be spending their money on things like rent instead of groceries if they can't fucking afford the groceries, you know, because they have to worry about rent. Like, I mean, you know how many times I see that shit? I mean, more times than not. I mean, it's a lot. So, I mean, like, this idea that, like, you know, oh, crime is just strictly the problem, bullshit. And if anything, this idea that just, like, you know, putting more cops and, like, you know, licking the fucking boot of law enforcement is going to, like, somehow fix that shit, it's not going to do anything. You actually have to address the socioeconomic conditions and the reason why people go, you know, to a desperate level of doing crime. Even if it is petty. Like, you know, stealing from a store or some shit. Like, I mean, even if it's petty crime, you gotta look at the reasons and the roots as to why people go to those levels, you know, to do shit like that. You can't just fucking, you know, just arrest them and, you know, put them in the fucking slammer for, you know, to a year or so, and just, you know, hope that fixes things, because it doesn't. Like, I mean, you know, like, because you can see that crime is an issue, but also think of different ways to address that problem outside of just, like, put more cops on the street. Because, I mean, because guess what, bitch? You can literally have it both ways.
Causes crime. Why is crime higher in those areas? Well, they would argue that it's welfare, of course.
The law
Of course, yeah, honestly, they probably would.
abiding citizens of high crime communities, the ones who will pay the price of a diminished police presence, get it.
What? What does that even mean?
You believe that all Black lives matter, you should too. I'm Heather McDonald, Senior Fellow at the Manhattan Institute for Prager University.
Gay and cringe and fucking propaganda sludge.
Nice, man. Yeah, that was basically just 1350.
Yeah.
Anyway, the biggest, they never explain why black people do more crimes, because there are only two answers to that. There are only two, okay? It's genetics or environment. If it's environment, it's our fault, because if it's their fault, it's genetics. And if it's our fault, then we have to fix it. It's that simple.
Yeah, pretty much.
The most easily falsifiable claim they've made there is the idea that money being diverted towards social programs is in any way, shape, or form ineffective in fighting crime. I like how they said that, and then they talked about welfare. Like, they didn't bring out a study where they talked about how investment into X programs didn't beget a change in crime. They just talked, like, nebulously about welfare spending, with no controlling variables, no other context that can be provided, you know? Every time I debate somebody on...
I mean, honestly, just considering that, like, I mean, you know, like, I guarantee that's what they were talking about earlier in the video, that, you know, we didn't necessarily see. I mean, it is, I mean, like, I'm just gonna grant it, because, like, yeah, like, you know, like, I mean, to a lot of conservatives, and even to some liberal, like, Democratic, like, conservative, like, types and shit, like the NIMBY neolibs and shit, this essentially is what they think. Like, they think that, like, oh, social welfare and programs like that, you know, are, you know, bad and shit, even, at least especially for, you know, the NIMBY liberal types, they'll think, oh, yeah, I'm in favor of, like, you know, uplifting the homeless person and shit, but, you know, there needs to be programs that pulls them by the bootstraps and shit, you know, it's like, they shouldn't, you know, just be given welfare and stuff. Like, we still need to make sure that, like, you know, what they're doing is penalized and, you know, punitive, because they can't just be, like, running amok in the streets, you know, they actually need to put effort into it, or whatever the fuck. It's just like, I mean, it's just, you know, it's, like, I mean, it's just basically the same type of bullshit. Or it's like, it's basically just a way to, like, you know, expand, you know, law enforcement, expand policing and shit, and say that welfare is fundamentally somehow the problem, even though it literally isn't. It actually uplifts a lot of these issues. That's what it fundamentally does at the end of the day. Because, like, this fucking, you know, idea that, like, you know, putting more cops on the streets and shit, and expanding their funding is gonna fix anything, literally fucking doesn't. And it's bullshit. Because it doesn't do fuck one. And, you know, and, like, and even if you, you know, like, you know, try to, like, you know, redivert different resource shit, I mean, you will get different weird-ass motherfuckers and shit, you know, that, you know, kill people like Jordan Neely, you know, where, you know, they think they have to be a vigilante because, oh, the cops aren't going to be there to fucking step up and, you know, fix this issue, even though there's plenty of fucking, variables and other issues that, you know, should be an outlet to fucking address these problems. But yet, no one wants to fucking push that shit forward. Even though it's a pretty obvious, glaring answer to it. But anyway, I think I'll go grab myself some food. Not enough on shit. Getting pretty hungry, so peace out. And of course, I'll see y'all on that next one. So, a toodaloo, buckaroo.